What a Catch, Part 5, a Miraculous Ladybug Fanfiction. If you have not heard the prior parts to this story, you can find the links to them in the description box below. A special thanks goes out to Stellar Fairy Dragon on Tumblr, also known as Robin the Dragon, at DeviantArt. You can find the links to both her Tumblr and her DeviantArt in the description box below. "Hey, Nino," Adrien said, throwing cloth napkins into a bag to be washed. "Do you have the guest list?" "I think Alia has it. Why?" "Which means I won't get to see it until she's sober, huh?" "Pretty much. Is there someone you're looking for?" Kinda." "What does that mean?" "There was a girl I recognized from high school, but I can't remember her name," Adrien fibbed. "I was hoping to look over what girls RSVP'd to see if it would jog my memory." "Sure, but you need to promise me one thing." "What's that?" "Once you find her, you take her on a date." Adrien blinked in surprise and began to laugh, a weight instantly lifting itself off of his shoulders. "Deal. I'm more than happy to do that." "Really? You know Alia's gonna hold you to that. You haven't gone with a girl one-on-one in, what is it now, years?" "Something like that. Nobody's captured my interest, that's all." "Until tonight, you mean?" "I suppose," Adrien shrugged. "Alia made a beautiful bride." "That's my woman, Adrien. Keep your paws off her," Nino joked. "What am I, a cat?" Adrien laughed. It was nice knowing that no matter what turmoil he went through, Nino was always there to support him. "Perhaps. I got a feeling you'd enjoy being one." Adrien keeled over in laughter at his best friend's pun. "That was a good one, man," he said, wiping a tear from his eye. "Glad you liked it. Now then, off the top of my head, there was Chloe—" "Oh, I hope not," Adrien thought to himself. "Rose. I could run with that, unless— didn't she get akumatized once? Alex. She's got a headstrong personality, just like Ladybug. Mirelle. Don't remember her. Could she be Anasi? The muscle girl? And Marinette. Nah, there's no way. But between you and me, bro, don't try to get back together with Chloe. I'll disown you if you do." "Don't belittle me," Adrien said, slugging him in the arm. "I'm not that desperate for a date." "Whatever helps you sleep at night, man." "Hey, do you remember which girls in our high school got akumatized?" Adrien asked, hoping he could narrow down the list. "It's been forever. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure all of us were akumatized at one point." "I suppose. The akumatized civilian protection law set in place 5 years ago prevents me from looking it up, too." "Why do you need to know?" "I'm—" "Looking for Ladybug?" Nino finished his sentence. Adrien looked up at him sheepishly, knowing he couldn't hide anything from Nino's eyes. "Don't tell Alia, okay? I don't want her freaking out or accidentally telling the girl who is Ladybug that I'm using outside help. You've been in love with her since, forever, man. You have my full support, even if it means hiding it from my wife." "Thanks, bro. It means a lot." He realized he needed to get those girls' numbers, and, as time was of the essence, he shouldn't wait for sober Alia to do so. Fortunately, there was one girl he knew that might have them for him tonight. An hour after cleanup, he was in front of the Duping Chang bakery, fretting because it was closed and he didn't have Marinette's phone number. "Why don't you go up like you normally do?" Plag asked, looking at Adrien from his pocket. "What do you mean?" "As Chat Noir." "Oh, well..." "Just do it, you wimp." "It's just been forever since I've seen Marinette." "You saw her today." "That's different. That was as Adrien. I haven't seen my princess as Chat Noir since weeks before Hawkmoth disappeared. That was back in high school. Are you going to transform or what? I'm going, Adrien sighed. Plag, claws out! He leaped up the side of the building and jumped onto Marinette's balcony, a bit nervous for what he might find. They were in their 20s already. Would she still be living with her parents? He forced himself to shrug off the question as he opened the door to go down into her room, hoping she wasn't proficient at using a baseball bat on intruders. Her room hadn't changed much since their school days. Her cat pillow was still on her bed, but she had exchanged some of her pink furniture for white alternatives, and her desk looked like a workplace rather than that of a fangirl. Now that he thought about it, she was a pretty big fan of the model Adrien Agreste back then, wasn't she? The floorboard opened and her head popped up, freezing at the sight of Paris's superhero standing in the middle of her bedroom. Chat? She said, clearly surprised at his sudden appearance. It's been a while, Princess. How have you been? Good. Did you come here to ask me a question? She asked tentatively, as though she were expecting something from him. I did, he said, giving her his Cheshire cat smile. She stiffened unnaturally as he walked over to her and leaned in. I was wondering if... Yes! Yes? Yes what? You don't know the question, he laughed, completely unaware of the ironic situation he had created. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Chat? Do you have Julika's phone number? What? Her eyes grew wide at his question, and, for a moment, it looked like she was going to cry. And Rose's too? Morel's as well. Chat, Marinette began, her frame relaxing. Are you trying to hook up with a bridesmaid or something? What? No! Gross! I'm only teasing, she said, slugging his arm and walking over to the desk to grab her phone. I'll text them to you. What's your number? He froze for a moment, unsure if he should give it to her. He sighed and took the phone from her after a moment of debating. When would Marinette Dupang Chang need Adrien Agreste's phone number? Surely this wouldn't lead to trouble. He typed in his number and handed it back to her. Are you leaving already? She asked, looking up at him. He began, unsure of what to do. He enjoyed Marinette's company and wanted to catch up with her, but he wasn't sure if it was appropriate anymore now that they were both adults. Come on, sit with me a while. I have some funny vines that I bet you haven't seen yet. Okay, he said, making his way to her new white sofa. To his surprise, she cuddled up with him and pulled out her phone. It had been a while since he had touched a woman, but Marinette lying next to him felt natural, as if she belonged there. If anyone saw them together in that moment, they would have thought the two of them to be in love. I've missed her, he thought, a wave of security enveloping him. He had forgotten how comforting her presence was to him. He rediscovered a piece of himself that night while lying there with her. It was a calm, peaceful feeling that washed over him, although he couldn't quite pinpoint what that emotion was. Thank you so much for listening. This was part 5 of a Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction. Part 6 will be coming out shortly. In the meantime, you can click the video below for more fanfiction. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!